In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Edpuzzle. Go to the Edpuzzle address you see there, create a free account. After you do that, when you go to YouTube, you'll see the Edit with Edpuzzle the button under all of the videos on YouTube. Okay, so these are the tools you can use once you click on that Edit with Edpuzzle button. We have the scissors. And you see at the bottom this red line here. If you want to cut out the beginning of a video, click on the red line and hold down on your mouse and move it over to cut the beginning of the video. If you want to shorten the video, do the same thing at the end to crop the video. The microphone is so that you can record an audio track if you would like. And the speaker is to record audio notes. I haven't used those two as much. The one that I use the most, though, is the question mark, which allows you to add a quiz question or notes. So here you see multiple choice questions. You can create a multiple choice question, and then you type in the choices. Whichever one is the correct choice, you would type beside here where it has the green check mark. The students get feedback as soon as they submit their answer. They'll see whether they were right or wrong. If you want to include specific feedback to their answer, click on this button that says feedback. So whatever you enter, if the student selects this one, that's the feedback they would see. If they got it wrong, then they would see the feedback you put for this one. So that can be really good if you want to give specific feedback about maybe why they got it wrong instead of just them seeing that it was the wrong answer. You can give them a little bit of feedback on why it was incorrect. And once you have it set up, it's automatic. This one, the comment, is where if a student is watching the video, they can, as they're watching it, it'll stop and then text will come up on the screen. This is how you add that text. Okay, my favorite is the open-ended question, which is the question mark. You type your question in there, and then you can include feedback. And what I like about this is that you can make your question an oral question by pasting a link to a Vocaroo in there. You can have your students paste their answers as Vocaroo links in there as well. So those are the 3 types of quiz questions you can enter, and there's no limit to how many you can add in the video. Okay, you can set up classes, and to do that, you give your students the code. It'll give you a class code, and then when they go to do the assignment, they have to put in their code, and it will allow them to join your class. So when you're done with your video, you can simply click assign to a class or share with anyone. Share with anyone is if, say for example, you didn't create an assignment, you just used Edpuzzle to shorten a video, so you don't need to know what their responses are. You can just have them watch it as a guest. Okay, superpowers. The bottom, you see you can prevent skipping. I love that because if a student is supposed to be watching the Edpuzzle video and they try to open up another window on their computer, the video stops. It also doesn't let them move the cursor ahead or forward fast through the video. You can also add a due date if you would like. Okay, here you see videos. You can see the number of students who completed it. And then, let me go back, you can see the progress or share. So share is just another way to link out your video. You can then decide if you want to go ahead and allow skipping. Maybe you want to watch it as a student so you can see what they see. That's a good tool. Okay, so after the student takes it, I've covered up their names, but you can see if the student watched it. You can see what their grade was. Okay, or you can reset it if you want the student to do it again, over again. You can also export this, okay, if you need to do that. Okay, and now we're looking at a student, Molly, in this video that she watched. You can see the number of times the student watched a particular portion. Okay, so she watched each segment one time except for this. There was a question and she had to watch it twice. Okay, so that can give you some ideas of if you're a student struggling, they have to watch it more than once to get the answer. And it also allows you to see how much effort they put into it. Okay, and then if we were to go down, you would be able to see the individual questions, okay, and what their response was. And another thing to note is that if a student is watching the video and they wanted to rewatch it when it gets to a question, if they click rewatch, it will only take them back to the beginning of that segment, so they don't have to watch the whole entire thing. So that is really, really great. So let's see, we're going to go now to Edpuzzle. So you can see what it looks like. And if I want to create a class or invite more students, this is Edpuzzle 101. So my classes, say I want to go to French 1. Make sure your students join your class. Invite your students. So then I would just copy this link, or you can tell them, give them the code or give them this link. And if you copy the link, you can share it to your Google Classroom. You can have them just click on it. That way they don't have to remember the code. Okay. See my classes, my content, that would take me to all of my videos that I have. Okay, and so on. That's how you invite your students.